All right, YouTube. It's hot today. It's hot. So this is going to be a quick video because I don't want to spend too much time out of the only room in the house that has any air conditioning. So it's like 97 degrees here. It's the hottest day so far this year. So I was going to talk about sharpening choils, sharpening notches, sharpening cutouts, and some folks that do it right and things like that. So basically what a sharpening notch is, and I'm going to edit this and we'll cut in and I'll show you guys basically some of the things. What it is it's basically where your edge comes up and then there's a drop off between where your plunge line starts, the ricasso, that hard straight edge there, and where the actual sharpened portion of the blade starts. And then that allows you to reach and access every portion of the edge for sharpening. And what happens if you don't have a good one? One, you can't get the entire edge sharp because you can't get in there, and two, you damage your sharpening stones, especially if you're using an Edge Pro or something like that, because you get in there and it hits, and some of those water stones are soft. My flat stones, which I did the really super polished on this CTS XHP, it's kind of dirty, but this has got a really super polished edge on it. I did this one freehand on some really fine water stones. So I actually put a sharpening notch in on this one, and when I flip it around, you'll be able to see it a little bit better because I'm going to use the back camera, and I'll edit it because I'm going to have to stop and use my iPhone. So basically, there's some companies that do it right. Fair & Forge Knife Works has a big sharpening choil that allows me to access. Now, with this being my knife, I wasn't as careful, and I have cut into the back there, but that's not such a big deal. I've resharpened, I've used it. You can see there's some spots where the edge is kind of tore up, and when I have to resharpen, I had to resharpen it when I cut through that wire. You guys didn't hear about that one. It was on Instagram. Chris Reeves does, basically he just ends the blade and cuts it back at an angle, and it allows you to access the entire thing. And what you see is that line right there, which is grind line, initial grind line, plunge line, whatever you want to call it, it lines up below right here where the edge starts. So you can reach every piece of that edge. Microtech on this DOC, that's a really good one. It's nice and big. This is actually, when I started doing it, this is the one I kind of used as an example. It's round and then it comes up at an angle. So basically, that's what I used, only smaller. Now this is not my knife, this is a customer's knife. I'm going to use it, but I did put in a sharpening group. But you can see that in his attempts to sharpen, and you'll be able to see a little bit better, he really had a hard time getting that back piece, and you can see where it's all kinds of different angles put together. So probably pause it here and then cut. But basically what I do is I have a round diamond file and a flat diamond file, and what I'll do is I'll take the round and I'll cut it in, and you'll be able to see it better, and then I lay that flat and bring the angle up and marry it up until I can get myself a little standoff from that really sharp corner. So now I'll show you this on As Much As I Live This Knife. There's a problem with this one, and so I'm gonna pause here, flip around to the back camera, and I'll kind of use I'll use something as a pointer so that you guys can see. I'll probably use this as a pointer. All right, so hang on a second and we'll do a jump cut. So now hopefully I can keep it focused in on this. What I've done is I took this knife and I cut in a sharpening notch, and I'm not completely done yet because, as you can see, I think that the owner was using a that's just grit gunk on it. That's not actually a chip. But like I said, I'm not completely done with this edge yet. I'm going to bring that up just because aesthetically I do not like it. So, and there's a couple little nicks that I'm still working out. But you can see where I've cut in and given myself a little bit of standoff from this sharp area, and it's pretty sharp. It's really hard on stones when you do that. And this is mine. Well, no, I'm sorry. Mine is in the drawer. This is my native. I've done the same thing with this one. and just basically giving myself a sharpening notch and some standoff to that. Now, like I said, Chris Reeves gives you that big notch right there where you can, and I did reprofile the edge on this and fix that misgrind. So what you get is this access to this. That's not smart. You get access to the entire edge, and you don't have to worry about bumping up against anything. Once again, the Microtech, that Microtech DOC, your plunge line's all the way back here to origin. Your edge is all the way up here. That gives you plenty of room to stay away from. Then there's nothing really sharp there anyway. But to stay away from something that would damage your stones when you start sharpening it. Well, this has got one of the most polished edges. Elmax seems to polish up really, really amazingly well. So this is one that I'll take out when I show people when I ask, okay, how fine of an edge do you want it? That's fingerprint. How fine of an edge do you want it? Because on this one, you can't really see. Let me wipe it off good. You can't really see any of the scratch pattern. As a matter of fact, you can see me. Now, we're not gonna, like I said, this knife, the reason I bumped up into that, that's my fault. That's just because I rush, and it's a work knife, and like I said, you can see there's some spots where the edge, this has got some micro chips. I'm gonna have to go back, some scratches. But like I said, it's a work knife, and I work on it, and I've blunted a spot here, and there's a spot here where I've gotten some scratches on the edge. It's cutting stuff. So this one, now, I don't know if you can see it. My edge truly doesn't start till here. I think I'm gonna have to deepen this and widen it up a little bit. And it's M390, and I'm really not looking forward to doing it, but there you go. You can see that where it's just not marrying up. So it's not quite sharp there. It's still, I can't get to there you go. I can't get to it. It's my knife, and I haven't done it yet, but so, like I said, Spyderco doesn't come with one. Spydercos come, and basically that line goes all the way back. And people have a hard time getting all the way back there, and like I said, I'll get these nicks finished out, but I had this out, and I finished the putting in the sharpening notch, but there you go. You can see where there's spots on here where, one, the blade was kind of misground, and two, this ricasso didn't allow you to get all the way up in here. So when you would do it, it would get it at an awkward angle and it'd hit up against the stone. So there's spots here where where the edge doesn't go all the way down. And I'm in the process of working on it, but like I said, it's really hot, so I was taking a break. So, that's a kid's hair thing. So I'm going to stop here. We'll turn back around, and I wanted to talk about something else. So, with that being said, when you send me a knife, a lot of times I ask permission to do this and add this in, and I'm going to finish this up for Scotty and get it sent out to him. Yesterday was Father's Day. I'm off today. Kids at school. My wife and kid actually leave for Japan Wednesday, so I've been kind of laying off. I got this knife, and I've got a few packaged up that are ready to go. So tomorrow on my lunch break, I think I'm gonna drop them off. I'm gonna have this one done. I may finish working, but it's like I said, it's like 97 degrees in my kitchen where I do all my knife sharpening because I don't have anything in the garage. So like I said, if you send me a knife, this will allow me to do a better job of sharpening it, because I can get all the way in now, and there's not a wasted area of edge, and it doesn't look nice. And like I said, I'm going to finish this one up. You can see I'm still working that edge, trying to get it all uniform. I just kind of polished it up a little bit to see where we were at. It makes it a little easier, but there's still a couple chips. When you polish it and you bring it up, it allows you to see what you're missing a little bit easier, because sometimes when you're at that 1,000 grit, 800 grit, even 2,000, 3,000 grit, you can't see it. So what I'll do is I'll get partway done, and then I'll polish it up, and I'll see if there's anything I'm missing, and you can see it makes it easier. It gives you some contrast. You can see those areas that just like right there that aren't coming through. So no, if that is something that you would want done, like I said, this is my personal. and I've done it to mine, and I did it to my Endura that's in the drawer in there. If that's something that you want done when you get a knife sent, by all means, just ask. And as a matter of fact, like I said, a lot of times I will ask you, the customer, if I can do it. It makes it easier. So this is a nice little knife. I don't know why I could carry this more. So, all right, yeah, that's it. Sharpening notches. I wish more knife makers would pay more attention to that. Even like Swiss Army knives have a small little notch at the back that allows for a little bit of easy resharpening. Yeah, if you send a knife to me and that's something you want, by all means, I'll do it. If it's something I think would make it easier, I'll ask. All right. Hope everybody had a happy Father's Day. I'm probably going to do a lot more videos while the wife and kid are gone just to keep myself amused. It's just going to be me and the dog and the cat, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to fall apart for the next couple months because they go for the entire summer. So, all right, YouTube, you guys take it easy, and I will talk to you later.